Questions for Coach Stevens? Start with Jared Weiss.
Brad, at the end there, where you guys had Smart, it seemed like you had Smart miss the second free throw. Is that something that you've drilled in practice before, or was that something you just orchestrated on the spot?
We haven't done it in practice, but it's obvious they're going to get a 3-point shot up in 3.5 seconds with no timeouts, most likely. So you want to make it as hard as possible, and so it wouldn't matter if we're up 1 or 2 at that moment. Be different if you made the first, then we'd probably try to make the second. But no, you have such a better chance of taking time away with them catching the ball going towards their basket. You know, Lillard doesn't get a full head of steam running down the court. He doesn't get a chance to draw a foul on an out of bounds play. You know, all that stuff.
John Corrales.
Two things. First, Marcus seemed to be favoring his left, maybe that pectoral area. I don't know if you know what's going on with that. And secondly, with Marcus, it seemed like after the Pelicans game, that was a rough game for him. But since then, he's kind of gone back to his old self. Was there something said after that game?
No, he just missed 8 weeks with an injury. It's hard to come back and be yourself after that, especially when you're on a minutes restriction and then you're off and you're going to have some ups and downs. He's been really good since, as you said, I mean, you know, in a lot of these games, he's been on the point of attack. Tonight, I thought he guarded Lillard as well as anybody I've seen as far as handling those screens. A couple of the shots Lillard made were not on him and, you know, weren't certainly due to him. I thought he impacted him as well as you possibly could. But he's been really good, John. I mean, as you referenced in the past couple of weeks, and he had a little cut underneath his, kind of near his armpit. So that was why he was favoring that. But it was just a cut.
Keith Smith.
Brad, the passing and ball movement, assists are way up. The turnovers have been down the last few games. Is that a focus thing, a pace thing, kind of all of it, just guys being comfortable together? Well, what are you seeing from that?
Well, I said this earlier. It sure helps when, we still are missing one of our, kind of go-to scorers, obviously, in Fournier, but sure helps when we have more bodies healthy. So it's not, I don't think it's brain surgery. I think we've got guys that have now played a little bit together, getting in a rhythm together. We've mentioned the tweaks in shot profile, tweaks in offense, but it's more about just a mindset of getting downhill and trying to make the next right play, whether you're for yourself or your teammate. And I thought today they did that, but, when Smart, Jalen, Jayson, Kemba are all out there, of course we're going to look a little different.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad. It just seemed like Jayson was more focused earlier than usual on attacking the basket, getting to the rim. He had 10 free throws tonight. And then obviously he gets you that clinching three. Has he kind of changed his kind of approach over the last couple of games? And also Kemba also seems to be just more engaged, just kind of giving you guys a lift also.
I thought Kemba's energy was great. Even on the shots he missed, he had great bounce into them. He had some really good defensive plays, including the charge, which he usually does. And then I thought, Tatum's done that here for this stretch. And this is about the number of games, Gary, where last year he started taking off. And you can kind of see that in the last, so many weeks, that you can kind of see he's really into a rhythm of knowing when he's, knowing what he wants to do on a given possession and also where his opportunities are going to come from. And it helps when, you have all four of those guys out there, because then they just can't load up on him like maybe earlier in the year at times.
All right, I'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.